Well, hello guys, has been a while since I don't make a video of those. Today, when I do a video, is something when I want to just react to something, I want to just, ramble a bit. But today we are back with the reaction videos, like back then when I do reaction streams to really dumb shit. But this is not the case. This is actually just a really concise but with a lot of bad points that and poorly explained video. Like it's not bad, it's just poorly explained and also has some takes that I want to discuss, but overall I just want to see it and see it with you and see what it is. So we have I hate racing slop with this guy CrapstaticJack with 16.1k. So he's the average YouTuber size, so he's really. I'm not saying he's good, but he's average, and gonna love the AI right here that I'm not a big fan of, but it is what it is. So let's see what
There's a
is
lot of
going on.
hate in my soul. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Hope you are having a great day as
Actually,
always.
nice VR
And
set
all
you
this
got
talk
there.
about Need for Speed being dead and just racing games just not being the same as they were back in the day has really gotten me thinking. I fucking hate the slop that we're getting right now. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the last three AAA racing games to have come out: Need for Speed Unbound, Forza Horizon 5, and the Crew Motorfest, and why they all seem to just treat us like adult babies, and just how these games have been Fortnite-ified. And because of this, there's no more structure. The games just feel very sloppy compared.
Well, I don't know what exactly you gotta go with slop. Well, for me, slop is like the day before or a game that is just poorly made, like a cash grab or something. I don't think these AAA games are exactly slop. They are just mediocre and they are just made for broader audiences. Catch as much as people you want. Just to just drive a car and have a and basically just have a good time with it. That's pretty much it. But when it comes to they are sloppy, well, they have somewhat good physics. They are entertaining enough, but I don't think they are a slop. They are just, mediocre. They are just time wasters, if you want to call it that way. And a time waster game is not bad, because at the end of the day, if it's entertaining enough for you, that's pretty much it. So I don't know. And the other thing that I wanted to mention, the Fortnite mentioned there. I don't know what exactly is going on there. I don't know if he's talking about, the styling. I don't know the scripting, which will be weird because Fortnite, as far as I know, doesn't have like a good script or a story. If it has one, it's probably tied to some, Marvel or I don't know, like a big corporation. Just make them to create something interesting for the consumer. But I don't know. Is that's just the so it's just my take on that. Like you have to explain me more about these Fortnite thing. It's interesting. It's just that I don't understand it.
Games of yesteryear, and why I feel we need to course correct and go back to making games that feel a little more serious and have more ground. And of course, if you like this video, be sure to like, comment,
Well, this is just him. Just I don't know. He's just gonna promote his channel. I'm just gonna go right there.
subscribe. And all we've had in the wake of Need for Speed is Forza Horizon and Crew Motorfest when it comes to.
So I think he's just explaining like the two competitors of Need for Speed, which I don't know. For me, like those two are just testable racers. Need for Speed is sitting alone in as a street racer, but I get what he means. He's probably just talking about the arcade atmosphere overall, the racing arcade atmosphere, to be more clear. So yeah, well, he has a point in that one, but I don't know. to be like direct competitors, I won't call it that way.
AAA arcade racing game. And both of these games are probably the sloppiest games I have played. I've
Again, why you bring Slop? I think they are just, just time wasters. They are just mediocre. Like, that's it. Not exactly something to just say, oh yeah, this is fucking bad. Like a time waste, like I'm sorry, like a sloppy game will be something like Burnout 3. Well, no, Burnout 3. What I'm talking about, that game is excellent. Like Flat Out 3, or I don't know, like something, out of the arcade racing atmosphere, something like a, let's say, a Kickstarter scam or something like that. That's something that I will consider slop. Like Identity, that is that game that was basically a scam the day before. Like sloppy games are just bad overall. Like you're just downgrade terrible. These things are just they're just mediocre. There you go. I'm not defending them, by the way, because I know how this YouTube thing works. I'm not defending them. I'm just saying that they are just there. They are not exactly great games. They are just there. No, not something that I'm gonna applaud or I'm gonna say, yeah, bravo. They are pretty flawed, but well, as long they have good driving, the map is interesting, and the physics are good. In my opinion, that's what makes a good tolerable that is playable. I think that's the base of any game that I buy because well, it's $60, but you're wasting
I
though.
think they're the sloppiest AAA games that have come out in a while in the arcade racing space. This isn't just a racing game thing. I hope this is just a phase, but this isn't just a racing game thing. We've seen this with media just in general over the past 10 years, starting with Fortnite. Kind of like the Fortniteification of the arcade racing game space, where everything is like cheerful, colory, Marvel, Disney-esque.
Well, I don't consider like, and you're saying like overall media, and I'm gonna think and believe you are talking about all the video games in general, not only arcades. But I think you're playing the wrong games, dude. Like there, like lately have been really good games with different color palettes and more serious tone than these colorful and cheery games. Like again, Resident Evil Requiem, I think Expedition 33, and other games that have different color palettes and they are not happy, cheerful. They are interesting. And if you're talking about arcade racing games, I think if you want something different, you have to go indie. And indie has really good games in development. They have really fresh ideas and a more serious tone if you want that. But if you want that in AAA, sadly those days are gone. Like the days of Midnight Club, the days of let's say Need for Speed to Run that has a more serious tone to its story, like Rivals, like I don't know, even Most Wanted. Like those games are, I think they are a product of the past, and unless there is a sudden shift on the industry, I don't think it's gonna go back. I think the consumer just want this, like what you're showing me on the screen, is that's what it is. Because again, as long the physics are good, as long the game is engaging enough, that's what I think the consumer wants. End of the fucking story. I think the bar is so low at this point of the arcade atmosphere that originality is gone. And I'm gonna agree with you. If you're gonna talk about, games that lack originality and, that beat of something different, I completely agree with you. But right now, I think, that's what we're sitting on. And I think you have to vote with your wallet instead of, just complaining on internet. Again, I know a hot take on my end, but That's how it is. You know, you if you don't like a product, you have to vote with your wallet.
And nothing seems too serious anymore. We're in this era where games just feel like cartoons. They don't feel grounded almost. Going back, and I'm going to be mainly talking about racing games here, but this applies to the entire gaming sphere. Going back to like 2016, I feel like
Again, you're wrong on that one. Like if you're playing games that are cheerful and happy, is because you're playing those games. And if you're not happy with them, well, you have to explore other genres. And even if you're like thinking that this era of gaming sucks completely, I think a lot of people have put a lot of effort and soul to emulation and to go back to games of the 2000s, games or like from back then, so you can replay them in modern console, well, not modern consoles, more in modern PC. And even like you have things like this, like you have if you have a really good phone, and even you don't need like an S25 plus, you can have like a medium tier phone. You're able to play a decent old game in with good FPS and really good performance in these things. So I think, yeah, I get what you mean, but I don't know if you are thinking the overall media is contaminated with this palette of colors and still don't understand the inclusion of Fortnite there, but it's, I don't know. But yeah, this is like
that
what I
was the
think.
last year, 2016,
Yeah, I
2015.
have been
That was
1 minute and I already
Graphics-wise
deconstructed
was
a
the
lot
best
of
when
your
it comes to
arguments
like
there.
aura and just the vibe. Vibe was super grounded and it felt
Well, I don't know, dude. When you base your argument on aura, is very loose. I think people like different stuff. What you like, other people won't. And putting Need for Speed 2015 as an example, I won't agree. That game is shit. I'm sorry. But yeah, the game looks amazing. I give you that one. But the story, the characters, and especially the physics are absolute shit. End of the story. It's a pretty game to look at. That's it. But when you play it and when you interact with it, is you can see the flaws already. Like it's not a good example. But yeah, again, it's
really
not
realistic.
good
One of the reasons why I
to
love
put
Need for Speed 2015
2015
is the
there.
characters, the vibe.
Nah, the characters, I guess if you meant to Ken Block, Magnus Walker, and the other two guys, I get it and I understand you, but that's it. Like the characters you interact with you, like you the player interact with those characters, like not Ken Block and all and the celebrities is is pretty flawed in my opinion. Like the like I think there is one called Spike. Yeah, yeah, it's called Spike. He's terrible. The scripting is awful, and I think the other characters have really mediocre to bad scripting. So I won't say it's interesting. I think it's just pretty mid, and I think it's, yeah, the game looks good, but the physics are terrible for me. One of the worst Need for Speeds to play, especially if you're into just driving a car, like I don't know, you usually do. 2015 is the worst example. End of the fucking
There's some
story.
conflict in there, but like it's nothing unrealistic. And at the end of the day,
Well, yeah, it's true, but I think the physics are pretty unrealistic. Like it is just they are just terrible. Unless you have like PC, a copy of PC, and you're able to change the physics, maybe. But that means you have to put someone that is out of EA to just work on that, and that's the cool thing about modding. But yeah, like 2015 is another good example of that. But
playing
I
out and having fun,
completely disagree
but
with
it
that.
still felt very grounded. You were still doing like
It is grounded,
illegal street
but
racing stuff. It felt like
that's so one other thing that I want. Yeah, you're being chased by the cops, all that shit. There is even one chapter that is dedicated to that, but the cops are terrible, dude. If you want that, just go, dude. Hot Pursuit. I think Hot Pursuit is your best example to have that, or even Most Wanted 2005, all those games that have like that really good core of illegal street racing in its DNA. That's the good examples. But yeah, 2015 is not one of those. Like you have the feeling, but you kind of never interact with that because the police system is terrible.
Need for Speed game. The Crew 1 came out a year before that, and that game, you literally see your brother die right in front of you. The game was the game was pretty dark, but
Well, for me, it's not dark. Like again, if that's the only play game you played with something like a start that impactful, again, that's on you, not on me. But yeah, the Crew One had that start that gives you the protagonist that like ignition to basically seek revenge on the guy that got his brother killed. So it is a good story. I'm not gonna tell you. It's interesting. It has a really, with the huge difference of 2015, the characters are really interesting. They offer. It has really good perks. The map overall, I think it was the first time that the whole United States was introduced. I think that's like the crown jewel of the Crew 1. But if you see, when you go to the details of the Crew 1, I think the game is also really, really flawed. Back then was pretty much one of the victims of Ubisoft overhyping a game. Like the best example of that is Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs was absolutely basically just a game that was so super hyped and basically shown false gameplay of it. And the Crew 1 was also one of those victims of Ubisoft trying to sell a game so high with fake gameplay. So, I don't know. Like, I think this is a more something because years have passed that people can, forgive the sins of the Crew 1. But back then was a pretty polemic game. So,
the story is also pretty grounded. You're an undercover FBI agent. You're going around and trying to establish a criminal network throughout the United States.
well, not exactly. You're just trying to be like this is weird because I thought you played the game. Like you're basically an FBI informant by force because you don't have anything else, and pretty much you create this like a competitor to their rival gang, like the 510s, if I'm not wrong, to just start and kind of grab their money, cut their financials, all that stuff. Criminal enterprise, not really, because you're like reminded all the times that you are working for an agency of the United States. So I kind of disagree. I get what you mean, but not fully agree with you.
And even though the plot was like, pretty dark and kind of felt a little out of place with a racing game.
Well, for me, I don't know why are you saying that it's out of touch with the racing and with a racing game. I think that's the beauty of arcade racing games. That you have a lot of freedom, a lot of creativity you can put on. I guess like again, you need to check indie games. Like indie games have exploited creativity for a while. Like there is a lot of arcade racers that have different tastes in the atmosphere. If you're staying with AAA, well, obviously you're gonna get stuck with Forza Horizon, with Need for Speed, and the Crew. But if you want to really experience flavor of arcade racing games, is indie. Like you can have like illegal street racers like RX Street, to something like Art of Rally, to even like some future RPGs that I think those are in development, but they are pretty interesting. And for me, they qualify for arcade racing games because, well, you're basically just driving a car all the time. You are just interacting with different, different characters, well-built characters, and completing missions and all that stuff. Is it where you always have like that creativity going on? Obviously, indie has been really good at it, but yeah, like I don't
I'm
know
not gonna
why.
lie, compared to what we got later years in the Crew 2, where everything is like fun, happy, welcome to the festival. Welcome to the festival, bro. Here's 10 billion cars, bro.
Well, to be honest, you're mixing things up, my guy. The last thing you're saying is from Forza Horizon 5, and I completely agree with you. Forza Horizon 5, basically, if you breed, you get like $1 million. That's how it is. But in the Crew 2, it's more grindy. Again, I have been playing that game. I have like almost 2,000 hours on that game. And it's very grindy, yeah, you can get the cars easily, but the parts, yeah, good luck with that. But I don't know. I don't like false assumptions, especially for things like that. If you're discussing things like that, you have to be very clear. So,
I prefer the Crew 1 being grounded, even if it is a little dark, just not being stupid. For the Horizon games are not bad, right? Horizon 5 is not terrible, even though it's probably the worst out of the bunch, with all the characters being...
why exactly? Oh, well, the character's okay, I get you. Yeah. You're completely agree. I completely agree with you on that
No
one.
problems whatsoever.
Totally.
Even though we're in fucking Mexico, which has a lot
Wait,
of
what
problems.
the fuck? Wait, let me go back.
No problems whatsoever, even though we're in fucking Mexico, which has a lot...
What does? Why you have to introduce that thing? What is the point you want to make? Introduce, like, I get what you said there. Like Mexico's cartel violence. I don't think is something you have to joke with. Well, I'm from Colombia, so I know exactly how violence, gang violence, especially cartel violence, can be. And yeah, well, like,
No
maybe I
problems
just
whatsoever,
misunderstood.
even though we're in fucking Mexico, which has a lot of problems.
No, buddy, I think if you're gonna bring that up, and I don't know if it's an attempt to make a joke or just shame someone. No, I think the arcade racing atmosphere can get out of, really serious stuff like cartel violence and basically the world of drugs. Yeah, buddy, it's not a thing to joke at. I don't know if it's you. I'm not gonna put I'm not gonna put Americans all in one basket because of you. But I don't know if it's you trying to introduce politics and bullshit to games that should be more an escape of reality. And if you think that's a fucking joke, you need to reconsider a lot of things. I know you're sitting in your nice little house in the United States, and you see that like something. I don't know. You aren't laughing at it. Don't misunderstood, but you don't see it as some sort of argument to say, yeah, Forza Horizon is shit because it's on Mexico and doesn't have cartel violence. What the fuck was that? Like, I'm sorry, but that's a really fucking stupid take, my guy. Really fucking stupid take. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you, but this just destroys your fucking video overall. Like, all the arguments that were poorly delivered to me, the viewer, and you later on bring this up? Okay. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna actually think you're more serious, and you're just trying to basically scratch any argument to bash on a game that you're saying, oh well, it's because it's its location, and if its location has problems, Well, we need to introduce those problems because so my argument of being realistic and grounded had to be accomplished. No, it's not. I think if you want a fucking story like that, just play GTA, dude. Just play Sleeping Dogs. If you want like a serious tone story, there is like a lot of GTA clones that do a really good job on that. Like I don't know, True Crime Streets of New York. Like that game delivers in its problems of New York back then really good. But you don't have to introduce those type of stuff to a game that obviously is delivered to a more wider audience, a wider audience. This is an E-rated game. If you wanted a, I don't know, a mature game, again, you're just looking wrong to the wrong side. But yeah, that's my thing. I think this is a really fucking stupid point. Just saying.
I get it. I get it. But
And I know I like the fact that later on you kinda knew you fucked up, and you say, "Oh yeah, I get it." Like just I know it was a really stupid point, but I get it. Like no, well if you're gonna go full in, die on the fucking hill. At least I will respect you for that.
it just it's gotten to the point where it just doesn't feel believable, and these games just don't feel grounded.
Again, why do you need to just bring problems, real life things that harm a lot of people? And I probably gonna and I'm gonna stick with this fucking theme for a while. Why do you need to bring these problems? A lot of fucking problems that Mexico has suffered for a while now, and that have been a cause of deaths of almost like hundreds of thousands of people in Mexico. So your game, your arcade racing game, can be believable. It's not like that. I don't know. This is a really fucking stupid point to just prove yourself that you're right, which is not.
They're harder to get like sucked into. They feel more like these games are starting to feel more like toys in a way. I get video games.
Well, yes, because video games are
It still
just
feels like
entertainment. They are toys,
I'm
yeah.
not the target audience. Someone who's into car culture in their mid-20s, I get. With Horizon, they want to have a wide demographic. They want to attract children. They want to attract teenagers. They want to attract adults. They want to attract everybody.
Yeah, and that's why they don't introduce these type of problems to Forza Horizon 5. Like, it's an E-rated game, and it's catered to a wider audience. It's like one of those welcome carpets for a wider audience that just wants to have an arcade racing game just to drive a car. That's it. Like that's the mentality of the people that want that playground games is targeting. It's just the normal folk, not people like me or you or someone that kind of knows a bit more about car culture in general. Well, yes, we are in the target audience, but because of the same reason, we are just there just for the cars. That's it. And I don't know, like and you said it by yourself. This is just a game made for a wider audience, and if it's not your target, again, Night Runners exist, Tokyo Extreme Racer exists. I think even Car X Street is for you. Like I already give you 3 games that could be good for you instead of Forza Horizon 5. Like that's more of a you problem, my guy. How's your name called? A CrapstaticJack. Well, we're just gonna call you Jack because the other one, like, I think you're just seeing the wrong picture here, Jack. Just saying. You need to go to indie. You need to go search for a game that at least ticks the boxes of what you want, and I think there is really good options for it. So, yeah, and again, the Mexico shit was terrible. I think was one of the worst points you have delivered to a video so far. So yeah,
It's an E-rated game, and they want to appeal to the biggest common denominator. I totally get that, but it still feels like they're really focusing more so on like Disney adults and
But what exactly is the only adults? You need to explain to me more. Like cheery, positive, colorful. I guess is, and if you think that's bad, well, that again, that's on you. That's on you. Is yeah,
Not like
like
actual like cartoon
oh
characters, like
my
the
lord,
video
this
games used to be.
this
And with the
video is
lack of
giving me a
properties like Final
headache,
Fantasy,
bro.
Forza
What
Horizon,
the
even
fuck?
24 and 5, it really is kind of just sold to me as like just a playground type game, like a sandbox
Well,
type
yeah,
game.
that's where the money comes in. Like when you sell something like that, and especially to a wider audience, obviously people is gonna pay for that. Easy as that. And if a developer and a publisher see a formula that is giving them money, obviously they gotta push forward for it because it's gonna sell more copies. That's it. Like that's the thing.
Play it your way, yeah, type deal.
Yeah, true. Like because people like that freedom, and I don't think it's a bad thing. Like you kinda have to mix it up. Like, hey, you can do this stuff, but if you like, not if you want, but anytime you want. I think that's fine. I don't think it's a problem. Like I don't know why he's bringing that up. It's like just to, I guess he's one of those type of people that says, "Oh yeah, back then my games were better." Like this type of boomer attitude towards things, and it's like, "Oh yeah, back then cars were better, not like these plastic junks." Oh yeah, back then we had attitude. That we'll have these problems with serious video games. So it's like, fine. Like it's not like that media's lost. You can just go back to enjoy it. It's like why you have to push, and this is not only for Jack. This goes to everyone, and it's like I'm kind of tired of this attitude of people just saying back then were the days were better. Like good, like you could just go and experience that thing, literature, shows, video games. You can just go and read, like consume that type of old media that you like instead of just bitching on internet of why things are not like my days. It's like so fucking stupid. Like why? I know it's an opinion and it's a video just to you to just go and and probably just take those things out of your mind, but yeah, I don't know. For me, it's just a really fucking stupid attitude. Just instead of just bitching, go and consume the the things you like. Go and entertain yourself with old games. Go entertain yourself with series that were dark and edgy. Go entertain yourself reading a book that has that vibe to it. Easy as that.
Looks like though with Forza Horizon 6, they will be course correcting instead of starting
Yeah,
off as like
they.
a multi-trillionaire
Well, if you're talking about
multi-billionaire
Forza Horizon
developer.
6, like I
They've
think
actually
I know
become
already that, so
a reputation of how good they
yeah, yeah,
actually
yeah,
are.
whatever. I
But
know
with this
that
kind of
because I
course
have seen
correction, I'm hoping that they also take a look at the festival aspect of the game
the
and
festival aspect is not gonna go like the DNA, the core DNA of Forza Horizon, the franchise overall, since Forza Horizon 1 has been festival racing. That's it. Like, my guy, you are here like acting like a fucking tourist. Like it's like that's the fucking core. Like yes, in Forza Horizon 1 was, yeah, was a festival racer, but a festival racing stuff, but was again like you said more serious tone than, because it was experimental back then. Like they created the formula, so. But well, back then we had Pro Street, but Pro Street was like one of a kind, a type of game back then, and even that, I do remember back then when that game got released, had a bit of a backlash due to the fact that wasn't like Carbon and Most Wanted. Is that is you don't have to take the core reason of a game, so why you're just trying to restructure and they basically the creators of festival racers just say that they should take that out. Like, not really.
Kind of bring it back a little.
Well,
Instead of
that's a nice vibe going on
rising
there.
people, like, oh, it's a festival, so we can have all these
Yeah.
crazy jumps and we can have Hot Wheels and cars falling out of the sky and everything. I would
My
like
man
to
just
bring it back a
driving
little bit and
his
just
sports bike out
make
of
it
nowhere.
somewhat believable. Like, it doesn't need to be realistic. Don't get me wrong. It's Forza.
But you're saying you want a game that is grounded, dude. So you're saying, no, it doesn't have to be super realistic. But back then you were telling me though the games I liked them because they were grounded. When I associate grounded is that they were catered to a more realistic type of thing. So you have to already tell me what you want to say in your video, dude. Do you want a realistic game? Like, I don't know, like Le Mans Ultimate, like I said, of course, like Gran Turismo, or you want a game, an arcade game, like Burnout, like All Need for Speeds, like Forza Horizon, like yeah, like when you're talking about arcade racers in general, they are well, they have a lot of flavors. Well, back then, obviously. So you're saying, yeah, games need to be grounded, but later soon, yeah, but not exactly super grounded. I was like, what? What the fuck?
Horizon. The game doesn't need to be realistic.
So it needs to be realistic. It doesn't need to be realistic, but you're making a video because games aren't exactly realistic enough for you. What?
And obviously, I'm not. And having jumps and stuff is fine, but let's just keep it grounded somewhat, at least with the identity.
So you're saying, well, like I kind of now understanding you, yeah, and maybe I'm still lost. It's like you want a game that is, you know, realistic, not simulation type of stuff, but realistic enough, but not exactly like over the top, like I don't know, yeah, Le Mans Ultimate, also of course iRacing type of stuff. So you just have like a mixed bag, maybe. Again, you are not delivering good your arguments here, and I have to basically understand them on my own.
Of the game and the atmosphere of the game, I like to keep it grounded. The Crew Motorfest is probably the sloppiest racing game I have played in my entire life. AAA, of course. The game itself is okay. Like, at its
Well, it goes again. Like this is going again. This is the worst this is the most sloppiest game I ever played. But not really. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, my dude? What the fuck? Like, you just need to already tell me if it's grounded or not. If it's shit or not. You're telling me here, yeah, the Crew Motorfest is a slop, but not really. Like, what the fuck? Like, is bad or not? So, why?
core fundamentals.
Oh man, you are already not giving me a good reason to keep seeing this shit.
The game is selling well. Being the Forza clone that it is, I don't even know if they're a Forza clone anymore. They started off as a Forza clone with Motorfest, but they've
Well, actually was from the Crew too, but I get what you mean.
It's a Forza, which is something, definitely something. There are some aspects that I really like about the Crew Motorfest. I actually played quite a bit of them on stream. There's this playlist where you're driving around.
Well, yeah, like, so it's not slop, because, well, you seem to enjoy it, and I'm glad you do, but, so it's not slop. You kinda like some of the things that Motorfest delivered to you, but overall you think the game is a slop. So, again, like I told you, a slop for me is unplayable shit or Kickstarter scams. That's it. So,
Old classic cars or exotic cars.
like I'm kind of tired of seeing this shit, but you know,
You have a guy narrating the history of the cars.
I don't know, man. I have to just continue seeing this shit because who knows?
Gritty of these cars and what makes them cool, like what makes them special, why they're expensive. There's one for like the whole history of Ferrari, Lamborghini. Those playlists are some of the best that I've played in years.
So it's not slop. You kinda like those things. Again, I'm glad you do, but But that kind of contradicts your argument saying, and I quote for you, Motorfest is the sloppiest game I ever played. AAA talking. That's what you said. But you can't enjoy that. Yeah. Like, we all have guilty pleasures, I get you, but that kind of contradicts your point. So, just saying.
Racing game. And they're very informative too. It's one of the few times where I didn't want the AI people in my video game to stop talking. I wanted them to keep talking. But then you move over to the street racing playlists and everything else with the game, and it's like I'd rather shove forks in my ears because it's fucking terrible.
Well, again, but you bring 2015 saying it's not that bad. Well, it is bad. It's pretty bad. Like, extremely bad. But I get you that this is like, for you it's just terrible. But hey, for me it's like fine, It's just being funny for the sake of being funny. So.
This dialogue is so fucking ass. I'm sorry. Give me a game with like real dialogue, please. Like, come on. But then again, that's the thing with Motorfest. Everything has to be corny. Like, this is this type of nonsense that I don't fucking need to hear while I'm driving. Like, I don't.
Then mute the fucking game. I'm giving you the fucking answers here. If you don't like the dialogue, what I do is just basically mute the game. I'm playing Forza Horizon 5 right now, my guy, and I have everything muted. Like, only the cars are like, the music is out, any voice actor is gone. I'm just there for the cars, and that's what I'm doing right now. It's like, you need to search solutions for that, and I know this is your first time playing this thing, but if you kinda get annoyed by this stuff, you just mute the game. Like we are in a point that people just like to complain and shit about things instead of searching for solutions for it. But again, I think it's why things like that are just being so controversial and all that. It's just weird. But I'm more of a man that takes solutions instead of going to streams and say, yeah, the fucking dialogue is crap, and I get it, but and it's something that I could just express my opinion on. But I prefer just to basically mute the game, and there you go, because it's easier.
It's back to this like Disney Fortnite-ification.
Again, you are bringing back Fortnite, Disney, all that. I think it's worse. I think the dialogue on that playlist is bad. I completely agree with you, my guy, that the scripting in that game is terrible. Well, like, the overall playlist is terrible, but I don't know, dude. It's like, oh man, like I think when your video is making me want to just get out, and is something, and I know I kinda contradicted myself because I should just quit and take out this video, but I just want to just totally take down this thing piece by piece. So it's something that I do enjoy.
It feels like with the Crew Motorfest, there's no one identity. There's no one identity of the game.
Yeah, well, true. It's like it gives you like this multifacetic
in front of you saying, "Hey,
things.
here's NASCAR. Hey, here's street racing."
Well, bro, so it's basically a generic arcade racer. Obviously, they want to cater to a lot of audiences, like you said it on the Forza Horizon 5 shit, dude. Like, due to this game structure, they have to cater to a lot of people. If that means people that likes street racing, people that likes motorsports, people that, I don't know, likes planes and all that, especially in the Crew Motorfest. Like, that's the thing with when you have a broader target. You lost your identity due to the fact of bringing a lot of people, and you have to basically start, saying, well, I'm gonna make an update for NASCAR. I'm gonna make an update for street racing. I'm gonna make an update for that. Like just piece by piece, like Grand Theft Auto Online, piece by piece, build breaks to please everyone. So it's a formula that again has worked with GTA Online, and they are just doing the same thing. It's a formula that has given them money, and you say that is the game has been selling good due to that formula.
Hey, here's car customization.
Like what the
there's
fuck is this
nothing-
video?
There's nothing substantive. There's no substance.
Yeah, there is no substance in your video as well. Like you're just going everywhere. You look like a car without a fucking steering wheel, my dude. It's like, yeah, I hate this fucking game, but not enough because I can enjoy some of the things. I hate this fucking thing, but not as bad. I want a realistic game, but not as much. Why? Like, my fuck.
Almost any of it. It's a lot of things that are just...
I don't know how you have 16,000
There's no
subscribers,
depth.
to be
There's almost
honest.
no depth to the Crew Motorfest. Even when it comes to PvP, all you have are the grand races. They still, to my knowledge, they still not added like actual like PvP from like the...
So, what? Like, well, PvP is player versus player, okay? I have played grand races. I think that's like the core thing I played on the Crew Motorfest. And for me, that's PvP. Like racing with against other players, that's fine. I don't know why exactly you're saying like, oh yeah, this is not actual PvP. It's like saying, well, it's not actual PvP. Like for example, a deathmatch instead of conquest on Battlefield is. It doesn't make any fucking sense, my guy. To be fair, since the crew one never had good PvP, so...
And this whole, like, slop...
And, no, I'm sorry, my guy, but you're completely wrong on that. Like, the crew 2 had the worst fucking PvP ever. Like you go to the crew 2, like there is no one playing that shit, and it was pretty mid, like mid as fuck. Because like I said, the crew never had like a really good PvP, and I think on the grand races, again, he's fine, but. It's fine, but it's pretty violent in the ways of, people just taking each other out of the road and all that shit.
Nonsense. Started with the Crew 2. I already know. I made fucking 67,000 videos on...
So this is 68, so this is 68001 video of you hating a fucking franchise because it doesn't deliver to you personally the wishes that you want?
I don't like the Crew 2.
Well, maybe I'm just falling into fucking clickbait then.
With the Crew 2, that game
Whew,
already
has been like 47 minutes and how much? 8 minutes. We still have like plenty of time.
That game just really,
Fuck, man.
I feel suffered from the lack of identity, the lack of substance, but fuck me, I guess, because that game must have sold well because now we have the Crew Motorfest and they doubled down on the slop. And that
Yeah, because it's a fucking formula that sells very well. End of the fucking story.
Adding all these new updates and everything to the game, and just none of
it. And easy, my guy. If you don't like it, stop playing it. Stop basically engrossing the list, or like the player list. Just play other things. Just play your old games. Just play an indie game. Easy as that. So you don't have to basically go and say, why these fucking games, these new games are selling well. Like, if you like it, just don't consume it. And that's it.
Substance enough. It just feels like they're feeding us things that we might enjoy instead of anything of like substance. I just miss when games were grounded. I miss games being edgy.
Well, if you want an edgy gameplay, Manhunt or Postal 2. Oh man, what the fuck was this video? Like, I think this is the worst video in terms of explanation that the GTA man video about Red Dead Online. Like, this is by far, I think, one of the worst videos in terms of delivering arguments to someone. I think it's just, they goes
having some
everywhere.
sort of conflict. I don't want games don't need to be like hella dark like The Crew 1 or like Call of Duty MW2, like no.
Call of Duty as a dark game. Oh, fuck me, dude. You're such... You need to play more games, my guy. You need to play more fucking games. Like, those... Like, MW2 is far of being obscure and greedy and edgy. It's not. Go and play something else. I don't know. Play fucking Postal 2. That even if it's a game that doesn't take too seriously too much, it's a game that is fucking controversial. I can guarantee you that.
Russian, we don't need that. I'm not talking about that, but I would like to see some sort of more grounded game.
You just want realistic games. End of the fucking story.
Like rounded atmosphere for a specific racing game. I want to feel like I'm an actual like.
And it's like that type of media is already available.
I'm doing a festival racer. I want there to be a bunch of bad guys or.
What? What the fuck? Wait, what? Wait. Maybe I just understand wrong. And if I do, I completely apologize for that.
I'm doing a festival racer. I want there to be.
What? Wait, excuse me?
Criminal or like.
What the fuck?
Specific racing game. I want to feel like I'm an actual like. See some sort of more grounded gameplay, rounded atmosphere.
So you wait.
For
So you want, if you want to play a festival racer, to be a criminal? What? What? Like, if I want to play as a criminal, I go to GTA Online. If I want to play as a criminal, I don't know, I play other fucking game than an arcade racing game. Like, if I want to play a festival racer, probably I just want to, I don't know, race cars. I don't want to be a super edgy, dark individual. Oh my god, this guy is so out of fucking touch. God damn.
specific racing. I want to feel like I'm an actual like criminal.
Oh man, I want to festival racers. I have to if I'm a festival racer, I want to beat the Triads or the Yakuza. Which doesn't make any fucking sense, because it's a fucking festival racer, dude. When you, like, if you want to, I help you in that. If you want a festival racer, I will like it more like Need for Speed Pro Street. That you have 4 different categories: drag racing, drifting, road courses, and I think like speedways. Like, that's a really good festival racer. I think it's the best in my opinion, because it delivers to what a festival racer should be. Like something that a car festival racer should be. Like, you know, just race. You have 4 different categories. You have to beat them all, and later on you beat like the guy that is like the best one in its field, that is so good that beat all of the 4 of them. That's basically Pro Street for you. And you're here telling me, yeah, I want a festival racer to beat the Yakuza. I want to beat the Triads or a fucking gang. Like, if I want to do that, I just go to GTA Online, seriously. Oh my fucking god.
Horizon 6 needs like a Darius Flint or something. Or like
So yeah, you want like someone that, like a boss. You want someone that is good enough, like that is a really competitive guy, but he's not a bad guy. It's just basically your rival. There is a different thing. There is a different field, my guy, that is a rival or versus a bad guy. You can base both of them in terms of storytelling and all that, but a rival that is better than you is completely different to a boss that has done a lot of bad shit. But this,
Need for
fuck
Speed
me,
Coaster,
dude.
you had the Drift King, you had all these like
Yeah, like I told you, because it has a different structure. Like Need for Speed Pro Street, you have again a guy that is really good on drifting. I think a girl that is very good at drag racing. You have a guy that is very good at road courses, and you have another guy that is very good on speedways. End of the fucking story. That's it. And they are just your rivals, not and they are mini bosses. So it's a really good structured game. It is, but and it's something that I would like to see in more in games like this. Obviously, but you run with the risk that you gotta get the same game made by different companies, and well. It's a problem. You have a problem of innovation. That's what I will make a video on instead of just, bitching about realism, bitching about Fortnite, bitching about Disney, bitching about Mexican drug dealers not being included in Forza Horizon 5. Like, it's so... This fucking video, dude.
characters who you had to beat, and it added depth, it added identity, it
Oh my
added to
lord.
the atmosphere of the game. And instead of having like actual characters with actual personalities, we have just
Well, to be fair, like, in Pro Street, personality-wise, the bosses weren't exactly there. You just wanted to beat them because your goal is to be better than them. That's it. I don't want them to tell me their story. I just want to beat them.
hey bro, check out the new event right now! Right now! Check out the new event!
That is something that, I mean, this guy's so bad at doing jokes that he's so fucking cringe. Ooh, it's so fucking cringe. God damn. This guy is so fucking cringe, man. No, I'm done with this fucking thing. You're not funny at all. It's so fucking cringe.
Well, I had a lot of fun at that event. None of the characters at the added
Because they don't need to add substance, my guy. They just want to, like, if you put a fucking boss there, I don't want them to tell me their story of their childhood. I just want to beat their ass. Is that fucking simple?
talk about
Fuck.
Need for Speed Unbound, because even though Need for Speed Unbound still has all the
Oof.
illegal street racing, nighttime,
Oh,
atmosphere,
fuck me,
it still
dude.
suffers from what I'm talking about, the Disneyification and the Fortniteification of games. I'm not
So,
talking
just
about the art style, the cel-shaded characters. I think that's pretty unique, and I'm glad they at least tried it. It gives the
they
game
tried it, not at least tried it. They tried it, and I think that is a point, a really huge point in identity on Need for Speed Unbound, that, in my opinion, should be implemented fully, and it will be a banger of a game. If you made a full-on cel-shaded game, that will be fantastic. That will be one of the most unique Need for Speeds I ever played. If they implement, obviously, the whole cel-shaded thing, that will be fantastic. Like, in my opinion, obviously.
it gives the game a unique art style, and I'm perfectly fine with that. That's not what I'm talking about. Even though I prefer characters looking like they did in Need for Speed Heat or Payback, I'd rather them go back to that if they make a future.
Nah, to be honest, I prefer just go full into cel shading. It gives more substance and personality to a game than going back to Payback and Heat. Again, like, this is the thing I don't understand of you, my guy. You want a realistic game. You want games with identity going back. But you're saying that any sort of innovation in terms of art style and all that shit should not be there because you prefer going back to cliches.
But what I'm talking about is just the writing. It feels very millennial. No offense to any millennials out there, but it feels very millennial.
What do you mean millennial? Like what? What? This game is so fucking millennial. Like, you're kind of giving me right of you acting like an old man saying, back then my games were better. Back then the cars were better. They weren't plastic pieces of shit. Oh man, this fucking guy.
Marvel-esque. All the characters talk like they're in a Marvel movie. They're always
Like, yeah, the scripting is ass. Like, in short, the scripting is ass. End of the fucking story.
whips. They act. It's just very grating. It's extremely grating. It's to the point where I was actually playing through the campaign again because when you actually get down to it, the actual single-player campaign for Need for Speed Unbound, like the way it's structured, is really.
I'm not seeing the
really
video
good.
anymore. I'm just listening
Really
because
One of the
it's.
few racing games that have come out in the
Oof.
past that actually gives you
Oof.
some resemblance of structure, gives you some resemblance of progression, where you'll be with your shipbox for hours before.
Well, yes, because, well, I give you that one. It's like the structure of Unbound is really good. In terms of story, because, well, in terms of story, not really, but in terms of the physics and the mechanics going on, that, yeah, you have to stick with a car for a while, just starter car, until you get upgraded to something better, and that's fantastic. In my opinion, that's really good. It's something that, again, brings up to a lot of old games. So, yeah, completely agree on that. But when it comes to the scripting nowadays, yeah, it's pretty fucking shit. But doesn't have anything to do with millennials and Disney and Fortnite and, it's so fucking dumb that you bring those up. Like, if you have a fucking thing with millennials, I don't know, just make a fucking Turning Point USA type of video saying, these fucking millennials ruined my country, like that type of stuff.
Can get to a nicer car. You're not going to win every race. You're going to lose races. You're going to lose money doing side bets. You're going to get busted a couple times. I like when games kind of treat you like an asshole. Need for Speed Heat did this very well, where in Need for Speed Heat, if you were caught slipping with high heat in a starter car, you were probably going to jail. Like,
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Like, yes, when you started the game pretty much demolishes you at night races because you have a really slow car. But in Heat, personally, I found the problem that when you start progressing and basically going up in the ladder of cars, you kind of find a point that your car is so fucking fast that even the police can catch you. And I know you're gonna say, why are you complaining about that? I'm not complaining first, but if you're gonna stay true an ethos of making a really bad and kind of greedy cops like in Heat, like, dude, you have to stay with me all the fucking times. Doesn't matter if it's a Honda Civic or a McLaren F1. Like, if you need to just be as good as me. Like, in that way, I kinda forgive giving a lead of rubber banding to the cops, just to keep on my base instead of having such a fast car that even the police in Heat 5 is unable to catch you, and you're basically cash in all the time. Like, it was like that. And I think police game and like games with cops integrated should be more punishing completely. But totally, like 100%, doesn't matter if you're level 1 or level 500, you need to have to stay with that ethos. And, well, prove the point that your skills are much better than the cops. And it is something that in Heat, I believe, is more the car itself than the skills of the player. So
that game was pretty punishing, and we need more games like that. We need to stop having these games.
Well, those are niche games. That's the thing. Like, if you're gonna make money, especially on these AAA games, because that's like the core, like that's the core ideal thing. Sell as much copies you want. So obviously, when you put things like that, they gonna just kinda create a barrier to a wider audience. And it's something that these three games you mentioned are not trying to do because they want to gather as much people and get as much copies sold as possible. That's what it is.
They're like baby adults, like adult babies. They're treating us like
Adult babies, baby adults, baby, what the fuck? It is what it is. Yes, the scripting is bad. I get you. You need to repeat that.
games,
Fuck.
and I just don't like that. But going back to Need for Speed Unbound, from the way the characters talk to the cop chatter, the cops talk so unseriously. They talk like I'm
Like
watching.
on Heat, they were very unserious, but there was a point on that because, like, the police was corrupt in Heat, obviously, and they knew they were they had like this attitude of being untouchable because they have so much corruption that even the street racing squad in Heat, it was pretty fucking corrupt, and they were pretty unserious. They were very dark in its way. They don't call you a suspect. They almost insult you in a way, which is, for me, that gives a lot of personality to a game. I'm done with this fucking video, dude. I'm done with this fucking video. I have been enduring 12 minutes of this bullshit. I'm done with it. It's just fucking bullshit. By the way, I'm done with this crap, seriously. Like, if you want to check it out, I literally left him a fucking comment saying, in short, well, what do you expect, buddy? Is the niche. You have Tokyo Stream Racers, hundreds of indie games like Drag Rally, and here you are. And, well, I made a point here on his joke about Mexico and saying, well, this is a really fucking shitty take you did there. And, well, if you're gonna make a game in America, we should just pull some school shootings and ICE and all that nonsense. And yeah, I put it some other points here that just basically said that, yeah, his points are poorly delivered and the game and the video goes everywhere. But that's pretty much it. I'm done with this fucking video. I think when I saw that the first time, I thought it was fine. I thought it was a good game. I thought it was a video that had a really good structure, but the arguments were poorly delivered. But I think when I saw it again, it's not even that. I think it's just a really bad video overall. It's just a bad video. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I see you on the next one. Maybe that will be one day of this. But yeah, I'm done with this fucking video. Thank you very much. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.